Since the present troubles began in Northern Ireland just 14 years ago, well over 100 prisoners have escaped. Though some of the breakouts have involved large numbers, last evening's escape from Long Kesh was the biggest ever in the history of the British penal system. The first big breakout in the north was also at Long Kesh, when 33 Republican prisoners tunnelled their way out in the early hours of November the 6th, 1974. During the breakout, one of the escapees, a member of the Provisional IRA, was shot dead by a British Army soldier. Within 24 hours of the jailbreak, all 33 prisoners were back in captivity. But perhaps one of the most daring escapes ever to take place in the north occurred back in January 1972, when 7 Republican detainees jumped overboard from the Maidstone prison ship anchored in Belfast Harbour. On reaching the shore, the men, dressed only in their underwear and covered in grease to protect themselves from the cold, hijacked a bus. Some days later, they turned up at a Provisional IRA press conference in Dublin, and most were eventually recaptured here in the south. The last big escape to occur in Northern Ireland happened just 2 years ago, when 8 remand prisoners fought their way out of Crumlin Road Jail as they were being taken to court. 7 of the escapees, who were known as the M60 Gang, were tried and convicted in their absence. Eventually all but one of them were recaptured south of the border. And here in the south of Ireland, over the past number of years, there have also been many escapes and attempted escapes from jails holding Republican prisoners. Perhaps the most dramatic of these was the helicopter breakout at Mountjoy Prison on Wednesday the 31st of October 1973. 3 leading members of the Provisional IRA, Seamus Toomey, Kevin Mallon and J.B. O'Hagan, were lifted from the prison courtyard after a helicopter pilot had been forced to land his machine in the prison. Though only 3 prisoners got away, the breakout had major repercussions for prison security here in the south. Within 10 days of the helicopter breakout, the coalition government announced the transfer of all political prisoners convicted of IRA activities to Portlaoise Jail, and since then the Midland prison has been the scene of a number of violent breakouts. In July of the following year, Gardaí discovered an 80-foot tunnel leaving the jail. Then, just 6 weeks later, in August 1974, occurred one of the largest breakouts from Portlaoise, when 19 members of the Provisional IRA blasted their way out. The number of escapees could have been far higher, but for the fact that troops on guard duty fired warning shots at some prisoners trying to get out. And nearly 10 years on, at least 6 of the prisoners are still believed to be at large. In March of the following year, there was yet another dramatic escape attempt from Portlaoise. On this occasion, members of the Provisional IRA on the outside used an earth mover covered in steel plating to try and break through the prison walls. However, the attempt was foiled by Guardian troops on duty around the perimeter of the prison.